Hey everyone, welcome back to your daily market close for Monday, April 20th, 2026. It was a mixed and choppy session on Wall Street today. Geopolitical tension dominated the headlines, and that tension rippled through nearly every asset class. Let's start with the major indices. The S&P 500 slipped 0.2% to close at 708.72. The Nasdaq fell harder, dropping 0.3% to 646.79. Tech names dragged it lower across the board. The Dow Jones barely held the line, inching up just 0.02% to 494.33. So the Dow was essentially flat while tech took the hit. Now let's talk the Magnificent Seven. It was a rough day for most of the mega caps. Meta was today's biggest loser, tumbling 2.5% to close at 670.91. Tesla wasn't far behind, falling over 2% to 392.50. Alphabet dropped 1.25% to 337.42. Microsoft slid just over 1% to 418.07. The lone bright spot was Apple. It bucked the trend, climbing about 1% to 273.05. Investors clearly rotated into that relative safety name today. Over to commodities. And this is where the real story lives. Oil surged 4.5% to $121.32 a barrel. That is a significant move driven by escalating US-Iran tensions. Reports say a standoff in the Strait of Hormuz is stranding tankers right now. That's one of the most critical shipping lanes on the planet. Meanwhile, gold pulled back nearly 1% to $442.09. Silver dropped 2% to $72.15. Precious metals gave back some recent gains despite the risk-off mood. Crypto had a solid day though. Bitcoin jumped 2.4% to $75,708. Ethereum also rallied, gaining 2% to trade at $2,310.89. Some investors clearly see digital assets as a hedge during geopolitical uncertainty. Forex data was unavailable for today's session. We'll update you as soon as those figures come in. Now let's hit the headlines driving all of this. The Associated Press is reporting that oil prices surged after a US-Iran standoff in the Strait of Hormuz. Multiple tankers are reportedly stranded in the region. CNBC reported that Dow futures dropped 400 points as Iranian war tensions escalated. That fear carried into the trading session and weighed on sentiment all day. The BBC also ran a story about insider trading suspicions tied to recent policy decisions in Washington. So to sum it all up, geopolitics dominated today's session. Oil ripped higher on supply disruption fears. Tech stocks sold off while crypto caught a bid. It's a classic risk-off rotation with some interesting twists. Keep an eye on developments in the Strait of Hormuz overnight. Any escalation could send oil even higher in pressure equities at tomorrow's open. Also watch for after-hours earnings reports this week from several major tech names. Volatility is likely here to stay. That's your market close for April 20th. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.